Everybody, Holly and JP from Create Everything, Fix Nothing, and just wanted to talk a little bit about getting out of your head and into your heart and what that means. I know certainly as a science guy, and somebody who studied really hard and went after it, so much of what I did was about being in my head. So the shift, for me, of really thinking about what does it mean to not just live in your head happened my second year as a high school principal. When my students, I was on a retreat with the seniors, and they were able to see, intimately who I am, not who I was in that role. And they wrote, several of them wrote to me and said, Mr. Watson, you will be the best person for that role when you allow the role to actually be you instead of you being the role. And so for me, that shifted how I approached my leadership with students and with faculty, because it encouraged me to actually be my fuller self and to stop living mostly up here in academia and actually lead right from here. Now, I'd always been kind and considerate and all of those things that we associate with being heartfelt, but now I was able to not ignore the head, but focus more on how I was being with people. And it helped me develop even greater empathy. Just those comments from those students.
Beautiful. I'm so glad that you made that shift, because you have a huge heart. So I think living from your heart, or getting out of your head and into your heart, means something a little differently for me. And that came from one simple exercise that I did at Evolving Out Loud. This was a Kyle Cease event and program that I attended, probably 7 years ago. I always get my numbers wrong. It was probably 3 years ago, whatever. Doesn't matter, it's just a story. So very simple exercise of what feels heavy in your life. Just what and who feel really heavy in your life, and what feels really light in your life. What do you love doing? Who do you love being around? And that was really eye-opening, because his simple answer after the end of this exercise was just do more of what feels light. And so to do that, you really do have to get out of your head, live less from your old stories and your old limiting stories of who you think you are, because who you truly really are in your heart and your soul is so much bigger. And when you just get out of your head into your heart, discover what you value, what you love, what just lights you up, and you do more of that, that's living from your heart. And it is so different than just reacting to life circumstances. Things are always going to happen that are out of our control. But when you get out of your head, sink into your heart, how do I want to show up? How do I want to feel? And darn it, I'm going to get out there and create that. It is so different. It's so different than being all in your head. I catch myself now when I am just really heady about something, and I'm just on autopilot, having the same thoughts over and over. Yes, even as a coach, that does still happen to me. But I catch it, and I'll tell myself, girl, what are you doing? Get back into that heart space where all the joy and passion and purpose and meaning come from. Doesn't that sound so much better? Sound like a better way to be?
It is. And the other way to think about it, when we're in our head, we're usually solving problems. Mm-hmm. And those may be those negative thoughts that we're trying to solve, that I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect, I'm not, whatever it is, I'm insignificant. Or it may be actual, physical problems that we're looking at, and we get focused on the problems. And so we get sucked in that rabbit hole of problem. The beautiful thing is when you can step outside of that and truly live in from your heart, as Holly's just saying, and get into creator mode. Like move into that creative structure where you are focused on what you love. Not on what the problems are, but on what you love. And you start arranging your life around what it is you truly love, what it is you truly desire, what it is you just love to create. That's what living from the heart is. So get out of your head and get into your heart.